we have a special exclusive interview with TNA's own AJ Francis. AJ, thank you so much for joining us here. Slammiversary is coming up, one of the biggest shows in the TNA calendar. What makes this year's feel so special? It's from Boston. It's definitely one to watch.
I think what makes this year's feel so special is it's an opportunity for us to remind everybody just who the fuck TNA is.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I feel that way is because, my first TNA Slammiversary, which I stole the show, obviously, with PCO, it was like the rebirth of TNA, right? And then last year, Slammiversary, when I again stole the show with the moonsault off the ladder and
Amazing.
jumping off the ladder through the ladder, uh, you know, I feel like because of the run TNA was on at that time, that was like, oh wow, TNA has arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think we're in a situation where with our new TV deal and how things have been changing, where TNA is in its best position that it always thrives in, and that's when our back is against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Every major company has a show on Sunday. So Sunday is an opportunity for us to prove that exactly what we've always said is that we are the best wrestling company in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an opportunity to prove it again on
Absolutely.
Sunday at Slammiversary. And I'm looking forward to it because, again, I'm going to steal the show again because I'm Mr. Slammiversary, as we all know. And so with that, power comes great responsibility. I have the responsibility of proving again why I'm Mr. Slammiversary.
And look, I look at you. TNA really has gone strength to strength. It's on this generational run at the moment. Again, you said it better than I could, Mr. Slammiversary. Absolutely. Every time you've been there, you have been one of the standouts. But look, for people who haven't seen TNA yet, or maybe fans who step away for a while, why is this the perfect event to jump back into?
To me, Slammiversary is the best event of the year. I mean,
Right.
For the TNA purists, the people been around 20 years, they'll tell you Bound for Glory is the biggest show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And Bound for Glory is an incredible show and arguably the biggest show of the year. Me, as a person who grew up watching wrestling, Slammiversary is always my favorite TNA show.
Mm-hmm.
It always has been. And it's no coincidence that in the 3 years that I've now been in TNA, I've been in pretty marquee matches all 3 years at Slammiversary. I have proven my worth. My first ever big match of my career was versus PCO at Slammiversary.
Yes.
It was after that match that people started looking at me in a different light as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
That show 2 years ago is how I put myself on the map. And so I hold that really near and dear because I understand how one match can change your entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Because it did for me.
Mm.
And so that's what Slammiversary brings. Because it's not just me that's going to try to do that. Mustafa Ali's going to try to do that. Mike Santana and Nick Nemeth are going to try to do that. Moose and Eddie Edwards are going to try to do that. Zaya Brookside and Lei Ying Lee are going to try to do that. Every match this Sunday is going to try to outdo the match before it.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for everyone on the card, whoever goes after me, good luck. Good luck, buddy.
I love that. I love that. But look, there's a question I have to ask, and it wasn't in my one, so I'm going to go off script here a little bit. How much would you like to be in the King of the Mountain match, and why haven't they brought it back?
Why haven't they brought it back? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I would love to be in it. I wish that I could have been in the Ultimate X match. I wasn't in the Ultimate X match at Rebellion last year, even though everybody thinks I was because I was the only person that caught Leon Slater. But I was just there. Casey Navarro was in the match,
mm-hmm.
not me, and I was just there supporting him, which I should have never supported him in the first place because he doesn't deserve my support, as he's proven. So I was looking forward to possibly being in that. But the fact that at Slammiversary, I'm going to get an opportunity to have a singles match where I can show to the world that I'm the best big man in the business. Again, I love the fact that at Slammiversary, even if you're not getting the King of the Mountain matches you are going to get, are going to be incredible, top to bottom.
Oh, absolutely. And look, you've had such a unique journey so far from the NFL to WWE and now TNA. Looking back, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned to get to where you are now in professional wrestling?
The biggest lesson that I've learned is to believe in myself
Hmm.
because there was a 2.5 year stretch of my wrestling career where everybody called me everything but a child of God.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They called me a bum. They said that I should retire. They said I was worthless. I mean, if you go look on that Cage Match website right now, there's multiple people saying I'm the worst wrestler to ever wrestle, right?
Yeah.
And these people are idiots. They
Hmm.
don't have any common sense. They fall for anything. If you tell them tomorrow that the sky is red, they'll go out and they'll paint a red sky on a chalkboard.
Hmm.
Like they don't have critical thinking skills to actually be able to think for themselves. So they just say anything.
Right.
For years, people told me how bad I was. And I knew that wasn't true. I knew that I was great before I got to WWE. I knew I was great in WWE. Why do you people forget that when LA Knight turned babyface, the first person they ever put him in the ring with to get him over as a babyface was AJ Francis
Yeah.
and Hit Row.
Hmm.
Like people forget that. People forget a lot of things like that have been major. Like hip hop is so big in wrestling over
Hmm.
the last 3 years, 4 years. But in 2021, when Hit Row was doing it, which was my brainchild, there's wasn't a lot of people feeling that we should be doing that.
Right.
And now the entire industry's changed. I had BDE ringside when I won the digital media title 2 years ago.
Wow.
I was the one that brought all the streamers to TNA 2 years ago. Now everybody wants to work with streamers. Now everybody wants to get it. I've always been ahead of the curve. I've
Well,
always had these ideas. So, like, to me, believe in yourself because if you know you're right, only you can prove yourself wrong.
well, that's it. I think that's a really good message to take away from that for sure. And look, TNA's always had that ability to sometimes be ahead of the curve. And that's why I have to ask this next question. Slammiversary is one of the biggest TNA shows in history. It's up there with Bound for Glory, obviously, and depending on where you go, it is your favorite. But if you could pick one opponent from TNA and face them at Slammiversary in their prime, who would it be and why?
Oh, if I could face, I mean, the obvious answer is AJ Styles, right?
Hmm.
Like, it's like saying anyone other than AJ Styles. If any person is asked the question, who would you rather like to face in their prime in the main event of Slammiversary, and they don't say AJ Styles, they're lying,
Right.
right? So because everybody's going to say AJ Styles, I'm going to give you another one that I would love. I would have loved to face Samoa Joe
Mm.
in the main event of Slammiversary because I know that me and Joe would have put on a classic,
Oh,
a
absolutely.
big Hoss fight classic. Another great answer, Bobby Lashley.
Great
Would
answer too.
love the great answer, Bobby Lashley. I'm going to give you one more on the current roster. If I had the pen and I was able to write the story of AJ Francis winning the world title and going on to next year at Slammiversary having to defend the world title against somebody in the main event, that person would be Moose. I
Oh,
think
brilliant.
that me
Yeah.
and Moose, two former NFL players, would put on the kind of spectacle that has never been seen before. And I would that would who I would love to do it with in the future that is currently in TNA.
I love it. I love it. So look, two more questions and I'll let you get out of here. So Boston has a reputation of being one of the loudest cities in North America, if not the world. What are you
Uh-huh.
expecting from this crowd in June 28th?
Boos. I'm expecting to be booed out of the building. You know, even the people in Boston, they seem to forget that I used to play for the New England Patriots.
Yes, that's
You
true.
know,
Hmm.
they only remember the fact that I was on the Miami Dolphins. I'm like, brother, I'm one of you guys.
Hmm.
I'm supposed to be. You're supposed to love me, and they hate my guts every time I go there. You know what I'm saying? They hated me at Bound for Glory last year. They hate me every time I go to Boston. They hate my guts. So I would say I'm expecting to get booed out of the gym. I'm expecting it to be a crazy crowd. I'm expecting a few Samuel Adams and a few Guinnesses to be, taken before the show by the fans. I'm expecting it to be a Sunday fun day kind of show. And it's going to be a great time.
Fantastic. And look, before we let you get out of here, tell everyone where they can watch TNA Wrestling every week and why they should be tuning in to TNA Slammiversary 2026.
You can tune in to TNA every week at TNA on the TNA Plus app, which you can get through TNAWrestling.com. But you can also watch on AMC 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know you need that because you overseas. You need to know the Eastern Standard Time.
Absolutely.
And on AMC, man, and the AMC partnership has been so good for us because it's allowed us to get back on a national stage. And I love the fact how supportive AMC has been with us and how supportive they continue to be. So yeah, if you want to watch the best wrestling show in the world, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. on AMC, tune in, and you're going to see the best big man in the business. And all I do is make money, money, money.
AJ, best of luck at Slammiversary, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.